Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Handlebar Ventures. Today I'm going to walk you through why I chose WeAre1 Union wheels with Industry 9 Hydra hubs for my specialized enduro. So I ended up ordering these wheels directly from customwheelbuilder.com. They built them up exactly how I wanted with the Reserve Fillmore valves, the Industry 9 Hydra hubs, Supreme race spokes, all laced to those WeAre1 Union wheel set. For some reason their pricing is actually even a little bit cheaper than if you were to go directly order these from WeAre1. And everything came in at $16.65, shipped to the front door. Build quality looks great. They're set up tubeless, valves are in there, not a bad deal. Reason number one why I chose WeAre1 Union wheels. They're made in North America, which means they have access to a higher quality of carbon fiber than those that you would get from overseas. Reason number two why I went with the WeAre1 Union wheel set. These things are bulletproof. And if you break them, they'll send you a new one. Reason number three. WeAre1 claims that their wheels are vertically compliant and won't beat you up. I spend a lot of days in the bike park on my enduro, and hand fatigue definitely plagues me, so having a wheel that's a little bit more vertically compliant, whether I can feel that or not, all the way up through the handlebars is another discussion. Any edge that I can get, I'm going to take them up on that. And they're also very laterally stiff, which means if you're running through a rock garden, they're not going to sort of like get pinged off of lines, and when you lay the boomer into a corner, they're going to really track the ground well and hold that corner and give you a really precise feel. So the Industry 9 Hydra hubs, why did I end up going with those versus other options such as DT Swiss or Onyx, which has a silent sound? So a lot of my trails that I'll be riding the bike on are rather crowded. Well, I wouldn't say crowded, but they're multi-use trails. So I like to give people a heads up or a warning that I'm coming down the trail. These hubs are quite loud, so you can hear it there. The sound can also be made to be rather quiet if you put grease in the hub instead of oil, which they come with from the factory, and that'll make them almost silent. They were available, they were in stock when I was looking for this wheel set. DT Swiss hubs were out of stock except for their 240, which has had some issues recently. Supposedly they have been resolved, but I don't like the way that DT Swiss handled that situation. They kind of didn't acknowledge that it was a real issue and sort of just gave people fixes who complained. So I like Industry 9, they're a stand-up company. I've had good results with them in the past, so I'm going to stick with them. One concern that I have with going with the Industry 9 Hydra hubs is the almost instant engagement. I was concerned I'd feel a little bit more pedal kickback out on the trail with the Specialized Enduro because it does have a bit more rearward axle path. With the current hubs, they have very low points of engagement. I think it's like 24. And when the free hub would engage from pedal kickback, it would be very abrupt. It would be like a jarring ping and my foot would come flying up. I'm hoping with the Hydra hubs, because of the instant engagement, if I do get any pedal kickback, that will be much more subtle. So, I'll kind of feel it come up a little bit versus just having all of a sudden just a jarring impact. The Hydra hubs are going to be much better for technical climbing versus a lower point of engagement hub. It gives you a little bit more traction because you don't have that kind of wind up and you're able to ratchet a little bit better. So I'm really looking forward to getting these out on the trail and trying them out. The reason I'm moving on from the stock wheels, the Revolve wheels have held up relatively well for an aluminum wheel set. In my experience, aluminum wheels, they last for maybe a season, maybe two if you're lucky, especially if you're going to the bike park. You have to constantly retension the spokes to keep them true versus the carbon wheels that I've had in the past. They just work. They're always there. They're reliable. They never really go out of true. And obviously the ride feel, in my opinion, is better for carbon wheels versus aluminum. Weight's not really a huge factor for me on this bike. But this bike's heavy, yes it is, so I'm not really concerned about the little bit of weight I'm saving. So for those who are interested, here are the weights of the stock Revolve wheel set. The front wheel weighs 922 and the rear wheel weighs 1,046. I forgot to record weighing the new WeAre1 wheels, but they weighed in at pretty much exactly what they had estimated on their website, around 1,800 grams. I like the Orange Seal regular sealant. I feel I have better luck with this than the Endurance. The fact that it lasts longer is not worth it if it doesn't seal up your tire. Okay, let's put these Reserve Fillmore valves up to the test. Let's see if it inflates without blowing sealant everywhere. That was easy. It is pretty impressive how fast you can fill up the tire with those Fillmore valves. It might be twice as fast. One thing that's kind of cool is that you don't have to tighten and loosen the press the valve. Time to throw them on.